In this story, I visit my childhood happy place. I'm Joanne Green. The season was so short and the beach so very far away, but at least a few times each summer, I'd suffer through borderline car sickness in the back seat of Dad's Plymouth with the hole in the floor in front of the passenger seat that he called his poor man's air conditioning for those few precious hours at Nantasket Beach. The windows would be wide open to keep us from suffocating in the heat and humidity, and Kurt Gowdy would be saying, "And the pitch."
Here's the pitch.
On the Red Sox game on WHDH.
And there's a long drive to deep right. That ball is going, and it is gone.
We'd stop for lunch at Page's, or, if I was lucky, Cohen's, which had the best pickles to go with the corned beef sandwiches we'd always order. Our destination was always 18 V Street, the last house on the right before the Atlantic Ocean. Sometimes there was croquet set up on the big lawn, but I didn't care. All I wanted was to get out to the beach, to play in the sand and swim in the water. "Watch out for the undertow," my father would call out as I raced down to the water's edge. I thought he was warning me about an undertoad, and I couldn't imagine why he was so freaked out about a sea frog. He was always panicked about something. This was the time before sunscreen was mandatory. Heck, we still had an ozone layer, though we didn't know it. Instead of protecting our precious skin, we slathered baby oil on ourselves in search of the perpetually elusive tan that our pale faces and bodies would never achieve. Painful sunburns? Yes. Copper-tone tans? Never. And Mom would never let me get a two-piece, much less a bikini, even though everyone else wore one. But I could deal with the disappointment and the sunburn because I so loved the smell of the ocean, the sound of the waves crashing, the feel of the sand slipping through my toes, the timelessness of being at the beach with nothing to do. There were precious few opportunities in life for me to just be. Homework had to be done, the table had to be set or cleared, the piano practiced, a thank you note to write. The beach represented freedom, fresh air, and time to frolic. At the end of the day, Mom, or Aunt Dora, would hose the sand off my legs and feet before I'd be sent upstairs to take a bath in the clawfoot tub that had permanent rust stains around the drain. I'd soak in there for as long as they'd let me, making up stories about floating in the ocean, inhaling the aroma of the corn on the cob wafting up the narrow wooden staircase. Sometimes we had fresh lobster. The best part was the melted butter we dipped it in. If I'd had my choice, I would have just sipped on the butter all night. Other times there was fish that my cousins, 20 and 21 years older than me, had caught while out on the boat that day. Those nights I ate bread and dessert. Aunt Dora always served a special dessert. And then I wound up in the back seat of the Plymouth for the ride home. By then, it was a little cooler. The baseball game was over, and I'd fall asleep with a satisfied smile on my sunburned face. If you like In This Story, you'd probably enjoy reading or listening to my book, By Accident, A Memoir of Letting Go. It's available on Amazon or wherever you get your books, in paperback, as an ebook, and an audiobook. Visit Joanne-Green, that's Green with an E, Joanne-Green.com to sign up for my newsletter. Thanks for listening.